But if you wouldn't change places with them, if you wouldn't live their life and like you'd be good with that for the rest of your life, that's not really people you should listen to. And unfortunately, a lot of the times, that's like mom and dad. I will never understand why people are okay with settling for where they're at in their life. If you're not happy in your life, you have to know that like you don't have to just say, this is my life. You don't have to just say, this is where I'm at, this is where I'm going to be, this is it. If you don't have the body that you want, you don't have to settle for that body. If you're like, damn, I don't look good, you can actually get after it, go to the gym, and get right. If you don't like your mentality because you're always in a negative state, you can actually drop all of the vices, the drinking, the smoking, the drugs, all of the things that you're doing that keeps your mentality at such a dark place. You can drop all of that and start like filling yourself up with time in nature, going to the gym, reading, learning, experiencing life. You can choose to do that. If you're not happy with your financials, you can go after getting a promotion. You can build your business even more. You can literally do anything right now to change your life. But there's like this weird feeling in the world that I get. I sense that in the world, everybody's just complacent. I don't know if it's inflation. I don't know if it's excuses because of a global shutdown and the aftermath of it. I don't know if people are just like now conditioned to just settle for the life that they have or the life that they feel like they've been given. What happened to the times where people were like, I want more from life. I want to see what I'm capable of. I want to see how high I can go. I want to see like where I can really take this life and actually like get after it. There's so many people that like look the part, you know, they really do look the part. They post themselves on social media like they got it going on, but you can just hear it in them. You can sense it in them. That there's like this longing to want to be something more. There's like a passiveness to how they speak. And you're just like, damn, like you look the part, but I can tell like inside of you, there's like a weakness. Why? I don't know why people live with that weakness. I don't know why people are like waking up every single day and they're like, you know what? I stay in decent shape. I have an okay job. My business is doing all right. I can't complain. I think this is it. If you're at a position where you're just living life, or you're just like, it could be worse. I can't complain. I'm doing better now. But like deep down, like you deserve more. You deserve to have more. And you don't get after it. You're what's wrong with the world. What happened to the times where like people were really pushing themselves to like be it, like to be the best in the game for themselves? So that way it can like show everybody else what's possible. I think that people are too selfish nowadays. I think people are like too afraid to like put themselves out there because it's actually really easy right now to separate yourself from the pack. What I mean by that is it's very easy for somebody to like step outside of the crowd and all eyes are now on you. And I think a lot of people are just afraid of the spotlight. I think a lot of people are just afraid of being seen because there's a sense of judgment that will come. And that judgment might come from self, might come from family, might come from loved ones, it might come from your spouse, and it definitely will be coming from all of these random strangers online and in the world. But what happens to the people when they don't have examples that they can follow? When they can't see somebody like level up in every area of their life throughout time to serve as inspiration? Like think about your life. Have you ever had somebody in your life, whether it was like a movie, it was like a cartoon character, I don't know, back in the day, I used to look up to people in Dragon Ball Z. I'd be like, damn, imagine if we could go Super Saiyan. Imagine if like we could do all that stuff. Imagine if we just be jacked all the time and like just look at that aesthetic. Something to look up to. Maybe there were like, eventually you're like, oh, look, fucking people in the military. Those guys look awesome. They're so badass, like carrying their systems and just looking strong as fuck. I want to be them one day. Or being an entrepreneur and looking up to entrepreneurs, be like, damn, they changed the game. They have a beautiful life. They're giving an awesome life to their family. Like, look at what they're doing. They're speaking on stage. They're doing all this stuff. I want to do that. Can you imagine what would have happened if like you didn't have any of those examples? If like nothing existed that inspired you to know what was possible. You see what I'm saying? And do you see how selfish it is for you to know that you have something inside of you that is great? It has a potential to be great, but you have to cultivate it. You have to nurture it. And you're choosing not to because you're just like, I'm going to settle. I'm going to be good. I kind of look the part right now. I can't complain. I don't want to risk any more because I'm like, I got here. Man, just think about how much like you're really lying to yourself. It's a shame. It's a shame that you don't believe that you can do more, you can have more, that you can be more. It's a shame because there's somebody that's probably looking up to you right now that you don't even realize. That's like, damn, I wonder if they're going to go after it. I wonder if they're going to take that like the big leap. I wonder if they're going to do the thing that like, you know, every one of us from where we're from, we're afraid of it. But like this person, they have the potential. Imagining like you have people, because there are people right now that are looking up to you and they're like, they're waiting for you. They're just like, all right, are you going to make the move? Are you going to do the thing? Because you know that we're not going to do it. But if we see you do it, it might help us break through in our belief. And then imagine if you don't deliver that. Imagine if you hear the calling and instead of like leaning into it, stepping forward to find that version of you, you're just like, it's going to be somebody else. If it's not me, it'll be somebody else. Somebody else will take that spot. The thing that you don't realize is the person that might take that spot might not come for another generation or two. The person that's going to replace you is not going to be around potentially for another couple of generations. You don't know. So there's going to be a gap, a massive gap. And my whole thing in my bloodline is to be that person that just shows everybody what's possible. Because if I show everybody what's possible, the next generation, they're going to know that at least they need to get to grandpa's level. At least they need to get to dad's level. And then just outperform the fuck out of me. Like I'm looking at every generation that comes after me, and I'm like excited for them. I'm like, the more that I push in this life, the more I get to show my people, like we're winning, we can win, we can just continue to like sacrifice, suffer, become the best versions of us. Because some people, I think they associate like sacrifice and suffering to like a negative connotation. But the truth is, I love to sacrifice. I love to suffer. Like that's where I grow the most. Like I seek that. And you have to get to the level where like, you know, it's like survival, then you're starting to thrive. And then at some point you like seek discomfort. At some point you seek like all of the things that like, you know, are turning you into a diamond. Not everybody gets to that level. It is what it is. Because you have to like really know that everything that challenges you in your life is happening for you. It's not happening to you. So if you know it's happening for you, then like you start seeking it and you're just like, more, give me more trials, give me more adversity, show me more strength, because the more adversity I face, the stronger I become. And everything now becomes proof. Everything that you go through, every lesson, every trial, every experience is like me becoming stronger. And that's how I look at it. But a lot of people, they're like, damn, I don't want to sacrifice. That's not a good way to live. Damn, I don't want to do that. I don't want to suffer. But it's like, damn. When you guys look at the military and you see those hard motherfuckers, you do realize that the reason why they look like that, the reason why when I carry a machine gun on my back, it looks badass, is because of suffering that you have to go through to earn being able to look like that, to look so fucking disgruntled because you know who you are and you know who everybody's not. I want you to remember that if you settle for this life, there will be that presence about you. People will be able to smell that on you. You will know when you look in the mirror, or when you don't because you don't want to see you, that you fucking settled. Do not waste this one life you got and settle. Because I don't know how old you are. I don't know if you got a family, if you got a lot of babies, if you got one baby, if you got one on the way. I don't know. But the earlier you start, the more time you got to fix it, even if you do fuck it up. The later in the game you start, the more that you're risking, because you don't got that much time left. And like, you have to remember that like, it's just a blip of time. It's just a blip of discomfort. If you can sacrifice in the earlier years of your life, starting now, especially if you're settling, and you're just like, all right, cool. I'm starting a little late, but late is better than never. Day one. What am I going to do to push? What am I going to do to prove to myself and let this be my story that even this late in the game, late in the game for you might be 20, might be 25, might be 30, might be 40, might be 50. Whatever late in the game is for you, and you choose that I'm going to show everybody that even at this level, I can start right now and I can still dominate. I can still win. Let that be your story. Prove to yourself that that means something, that you can actually deliver on something. Because I'm telling you guys right now, when you live day to day and you're actually proud of the work that you're putting into each day, that you're not just settling and letting the day pass you by, you're not letting life just pass you by, and you're actually putting out on a daily basis to find yourself, life is worth living again. A life of purpose means everything. And you start holding yourself to such a standard where you're just like, damn, I don't think I could ever go back to a normal life where all I do is work a job, drink, get fat as fuck, and then do nothing with my life. I could never go back to that. Because for me, work, hit the bar, double Jack and Cokes, Long Island iced teas, get 2 double Western bacon cheeseburgers and a large fries at Carl's Jr., call it a night, rinse and repeat the next day. Maybe go to the gym, I don't know. So easy to live that life. It's so easy to be miserable. It's a lot harder to actually love your life because you actually have to work towards it. Because you have to prove to yourself through the work that you're worth that. You're worth living a great life. You're worth living and experiencing a beautiful life. But you guys can't settle. Don't ever feel or let anybody make you feel that all you have to do in this life is settle and that you have to play it small, you have to play it safe. Those are not the people that you should be listening to. The only people you should be listening to are people that you would replace or change places with, or that have walked the path that you want to walk. They've accomplished the thing that you want to accomplish in that one field or in all fields. But if you wouldn't change places with them, if you wouldn't live their life and you'd be good with that for the rest of your life, that's not really people you should listen to. And unfortunately, a lot of the times, that's like mom and dad. That's like brother, sister. Those are the people that you love the most. And you're just damn, if I'm being real with myself, I wouldn't really live their life, And if you're real like that, then you should start understanding that those are probably not the people you should be listening to, that you should be seeking guidance and counsel from. I'm not saying that they don't have anything important to pass on to you. What I am saying is if you listen to them for guidance, they're probably going to lead you to the path that led them to where they're at in their life. And if you don't want to replace your life for their life, if you don't want to exchange places with them, I would recommend, from a guy living the best life I could have ever dreamed of, to not listen or to be more selective of where you're seeking guidance from. Take the meat, leave the bones. Take that they love you. Take that they want the best for you. Leave everything else because, again, if they haven't accomplished what you want in all areas of your life, health, wealth, relationships, then it probably makes sense to only listen to them if maybe they're really terrible at business or money and health, but they have a beautiful marriage, listen to them about that stuff. But you don't need to take it all. Because if you take it all from the wrong person, you're going to settle for a life that you're not going to be happy with. And if you just commit to yourself for the next 365 days to do something uncomfortable every single day, just watch how your life changes in just 1 year. Don't mistake these little things that you change on a daily basis because they're not rapid, crazy changes that are happening, that it's not doing something. Every uncomfortable thing that you do on a daily basis is getting you closer to a version of you that you can be proud of. Just remember that. Start today. It's day one. No matter how old you are, no matter where you're at in your journey, no matter if you have to reset because some shit happened, I don't know. Start today. Do not settle for this life. Know that you can have more. Know that you're the person that can give more to you and your family, but you got to sacrifice. You got to get after it, and you got to suffer to be deserving of that life. Send it.